I now recognize Mr. Whitson for 5 minutes.
Chairman Williams, Ranking Member Velazquez, and members of the committee, good morning. My name is Stuart Whitson, and I'm the Senior Director of Federal Affairs at the Foundation for Government Accountability. FGA is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization that seeks to enhance the lives of all Americans by improving welfare, workforce, health care, and election integrity policy at both the state and federal levels. Zuckerbucks was an unprecedented voter registration scheme that disproportionately targeted left-leaning jurisdictions in the lead-up to the 2020 presidential election, especially those located in key battleground states, including Michigan. And it worked. The infusion of cash into certain jurisdictions, those that leaned heavily Democratic, drove up voter turnout in blue districts and allowed partisanship to weasel its way into the one part of elections that is supposed to be nonpartisan. Unfortunately, the Biden administration has doubled down on a new similar scheme that is using the same strategy pioneered through Zuckerbucks, but on a new unimaginable scale. As we learned in recent months, the Small Business Administration is playing a critical role in helping to carry out this new scheme. So back in March 2021, President Biden signed Executive Order 14019. The order commands the head of every federal agency to develop a plan to do two things: promote voter registration and promote voter participation. The order also commands all federal agencies to solicit and support, quote, approved third-party organizations to allow them to use federal resources to register and mobilize the voters these groups target. So which groups will receive this special approval? We don't know, because the Biden administration refuses to disclose the list or even the criteria for approval, not only to FGA, but to the dozens of members of Congress who've demanded answers as well. What little we do know is deeply concerning. So this EO is known as Bidenbucks because it is Zuckerbucks on steroids. Instead of Mark Zuckerberg, it's President Biden, and instead of $400 million, it is the unlimited power, resources, and reach of the federal government and its offices located in every state across the country, including those of the SBA. So here's some of what we know so far. Back in March of this year, the SBA announced a new agreement it had made with the Michigan Department of State in response to the Bidenbucks executive order to, quote, promote civic engagement and voter registration in Michigan. So not just registering more voters, but actually helping to turn them out to vote. Campaigns call this a get out the vote effort. This, quote, first of its kind collaboration will include a new effort for the SBA to drive individuals visiting its website to a new site where visitors can register to vote. But they don't plan to stop at online voter registration. According to MDOS, the SBA's Michigan field office may also allow MDOS officials to conduct in-person voter registration at the SBA's small business outreach events. So obviously there are a number of factors surrounding this new SBA effort that draw into question the true motivations behind this new partnership between Michigan's highly partisan Secretary of State and the SBA. First, the complete lack of transparency by the Biden administration surrounding the Bidenbucks order and how precisely it is being implemented in the states. Second, the fact that this new unprecedented SBA partnership is being carried out in Michigan, a key battleground state. Third, the recently uncovered evidence revealing that the Biden political appointee currently leading the SBA may have violated federal law by using her position and federal taxpayer resources to indirectly campaign for President Biden. And fourth, the timing of the announcement, mere months before the upcoming election. The worry is that this isn't about registering small business owners across the state of Michigan, but rather this is about using generous business startup and other grants to lure targeted groups of voters, those the left believes are more likely to vote for the current president, to SBA's website and to in-person outreach events hosted in Democratic strongholds, all to help register and mobilize these voters ahead of the 2024 election. In other words, this appears to be a get-out-the-vote effort aimed at directly benefiting the Biden campaign at the expense of the American taxpayer and the small businesses the SBA is supposed to serve. So with that, I thank you for the opportunity to testify today, and I look forward to answering your questions.